And a good day to you all, and welcome to Studio Tips and Sound Advice. My name's Mark, and we are here to look at what it takes to execute and capture the best vocal performance possible, no matter who you are, what equipment you have, or where you are recording it. So, grab your favourite beverage, pull up a chair, and let's get down to it. Now, it is a lot of information to take in, so I have split it into multiple videos. Part 1 was last week, and part 2 is this week, part 3 is next week. In this one, I will cover what to do on the day of the recording session prior to actually starting recording. And then also after, as just like an athlete, warming down is as important as warming up. If you are a vocalist, you can use this to get yourself ready to record. And if you are a recording engineer, you can use it all to help artists you work with attain the best performance possible, which in turn will make your job significantly easier and your portfolio that much stronger. And if you stay to the end, I will show you a few very simple techniques that can be done as a warm-up on the day to help prepare your voice and get it ready to perform to the best of your current ability. Indeed, these exercises can be used to form the basis of a daily routine which will benefit you immensely, allowing you to attain the full potential of your voice. In this video, we will deal with looking after the vocalist and their voice. Then on the third installment next week, we will look at the engineering side of things and how to make the session flow properly so we can make the most of the performance and do not waste all the hard work that has been put into the preparation. So without further ado, let's dive right in. First things first, the atmosphere needs to be relaxing. This might sound obvious, but I have worked with many an artist, and more than just a few times. They have recounted stories of studios where they just felt uncomfortable and unable to relax. So I have got to say, if it feels too serious, this will lead to performances that can be mechanical at best and unusable or unfinished at worst. Now, yes, this can happen to any musician on any instrument, but the voice is more dependent on being relaxed than arguably any other instrument. If the breathing is too shallow, the amount of air that flows over the vocal cords will not be right. The breath will run out in mid-flow, even the notes and vocal tone will be altered. And as this happens, the confidence and self-composure will falter further and the performance will become even more compromised. Even worse, they may try to force the performance, leading to a situation that could only be rectified by a long rest. But then, when they return, even if it is on a separate day, the failed performance will still be weighing upon their mind. So just be conscious of keeping a relaxed atmosphere. But, that said, this should be something you strive for in every session. Then we come to hydration. Now, we did indeed cover hydration in the last video, as it is necessary for a vocalist to be hydrated daily, just as it is for all of us. So you'll need to make sure you have plenty of refreshments available, even if it is your studio at your own home and you are the one performing. Preparation is everything, because once the session starts, you do not want to have to keep stopping because you forgot something. It breaks the flow and ruins the concentration. So plenty of water and other drinks are essential. Avoid anything carbonated and full of sugar. I'm sure, even if they are normally a favourite, a short break will not kill you or them. Now, to add a bit of detail, as you all know I like to do, there is no way to directly moisten dry vocal cords. Nothing you can drink or spray or dissolve in your mouth passes directly over your vocal folds, as your larynx is separate from your esophagus. And it's a damn good thing too, or we'd all be choking all the time. But dry vocal cords quickly become irritated vocal cords, and that's how you harm your voice. The more water you drink, the better your voice will be. But this needs to be something you do steadily and continually, rather than trying to rehydrate all at once. If you sip water, you will absorb it more naturally, whereas consuming too much too quickly will cause the body to seek to expel the excess. Along with this expelled water, you will lose natural salts, which can lead to lethargy and a lack of energy, as well as increasing the likelihood of headaches. But I digress. Something you can consider is humidifying the studio, especially when you are going to be recording vocals. Using a humidifier can support respiratory health, whilst also helping to prevent drying of the vocal cords. So let us move on to the vocalist. Learn to rest your voice. Get into the habit of taking vocal naps, especially on the day of recording, but get into the habit as a general practice. Then comes the warming up. Just like an athlete would not dream of even training, never mind competing, without warming up first, neither should you. And don't be ashamed to make some noise while warming up. Maybe take yourself off somewhere, to the vocal booth, and shut the door, for instance. At the end of all 3 of these videos, I am including some ideas that will get you started, and I will look to do a future video where I cover this in greater depth. But for a very brief introduction, start with jaw and mouth stretching, making wider and wider O shapes with the mouth and stretching your forehead upwards. It looks strange, but hey, we're here to sound good, not look good today. Then move on to just letting your voice wander up and down its natural range. Use humming, gentle lip rolls and tongue trills. And then you will feel like your facial muscles, mouth and voice are loosening up. And you can move on to singing actual notes. This whole process should take at least 10 to 20 minutes, but do not rush and definitely don't skimp. When it comes time to actual performing, make sure you are ready. Have a copy of the lyrics. You should know them off by heart, really, but having a copy eliminates the stress of forgetting words once the door closes and the mic is live. Learn how you prefer everything to be. Headphones on both ears or one ear on, one ear off? Do you like reverb in the headphones or do you prefer a dry monitor mix? Do you want all the instrumental parts included or would you prefer a stripped back mix to perform to? If you don't know, then how can the engineer? Learn how to use the microphone to your best advantage and for the best performance. Use the proximity effect for quieter passages and step back slightly when you come to the loudest parts. Let the mic do the work for you so you do not strain your voice through overworking it. Learn to listen to your body and, more importantly, your voice. Know when it is at its optimum or when it is slightly off. If you're not feeling 100%, maybe track easier sections and come back for the more intense parts on another day. And if it starts to hurt or falter, back off the intensity. Move on to an easier part or song. Take a break or even just stop for the day. If you record when you're not at your best, you will not only feel the need to record it all again on another day, but you may do damage that needs an even longer layoff. After the session comes to an end, it can be all too easy to omit calling down, but it is just as important for long-term vocal health. Simple techniques such as sighing on a descending note, artificially doing a slow, exaggerated yawn to raise your soft palate and release any built-up tension, gently hum the sound of M, focusing on the vibration of the lips. Then move on to some gentle lip rolls and tongue trills, allowing the voice to gently descend. Again, take 5 or 10 minutes to slowly work through these, allowing your voice to settle back into its normal speaking range. It is not a race to finish quickly. It is more akin to a gentle stroll to aid longevity. I think we can leave it at this for today. In the next video, I'll look at the engineering side of things, but you have plenty of information to digest and put into practice here. So as always, go away and make some noise. Quietly at first, building in volume, and then descending back down as you warm down. But before I sign off, as I promised, here are a few more beginner techniques that you can start using straight away to strengthen and develop your voice. Please note, I provide these for demonstration only. I'm not a singing teacher, and as a result of previous injury, I will probably never regain my full singing voice or range. These are intended as an introduction only. Please seek out more qualified sources to expand upon these demonstrations. Running up and down scales. This stretches your vocal folds. Start in a low pitch and slowly go up the scale on an R sound. Don't push the top or bottom of your range, but do try to increase the range gently each time you do the scale. Repeat a few times and then reverse the direction. Repeat using other vowels. Lip buzzing improves the resonant focus of the sound and helps to continue to stretch the vocal folds. Put your lips loosely together and exhale by vibrating your lips. Make sure to keep your tongue relaxed as you exhale. Repeat the inhaled yawn and vocalize as you trill your lips. Repeat again and sweep up in pitch and then back down. If this begins to tickle your lips and nose, then you're doing it right. Now we come back to another tongue twister. As before, you need to work through this slowly, making sure you phrase every single word properly to start with. You can then build up the speed as you go through, running it round and round and round again. Bit like this. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. For if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells. As always, if you have any questions or you think I have missed something, use the comment section below. And before you leave, if you found this useful, hit the like button so YouTube knows this and shares it with others. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you get notified when the next video is ready for your enjoyment. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all again soon. Goodbye.